Your glory could not be of your glory. You have set your glory above heavens. You've ordained the praises of your children. And before the world was framed, with the moon and stars in place, all the splendor of your glory could not be explained. Oh Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name. In all the earth we will sing your worth, oh Lord, our Lord, as we glorify your name.
We thank God for being here, for the knowledge we're going.
With all our hearts, we will sing your praises, O Lord. What is man that you are mindful of him? Promising 100 years you're always thinking of him, ruler over everything in existence and unseen, eternally forever, through the love we redeem.
You want to be able to. I was telling about a man I met, 100 years old, he works unaided. He doesn't need a stick to work. He gets up and commands authority at 100. That's life. But not at 100. Oh, he's 97. He died at 97, but he's sitting on a wheelchair. He can't move again. He's wearing pampers. We're not. You need to build your life such that if you're living healthy, your health span is increased. Now, why did I say optimizing wellness? That's because wellness is an active pursuit. It does not come to you sleeping on your bed. No, you must be intentional about living well. And it's an active pursuit in all dimensions. So if someone is healthy physically and is not healthy spiritually, then I'm sure the person knows that it's not well. So we're talking about a holistic state of health. And that's how we want to look at man as a human being. Now, this is very important because there's a continuum, there's a paradigm. Unfortunately, in the past, in the medical paradigm, at the point of that neutral is where medicine actually stops. We always want to get people to the neutral point where, oh, you go to the doctor, people do their annual medical checks. They say, I'm not sick, nothing is wrong with me. That's at the point of the neutral. There's no sickness. But wellness is when you're moving towards the optimal state of well-being. So in the reactive space, which we do in the healthcare system, we treat, we cure illnesses. Oh, I had a problem, doctor treats and cures. It's episodic. When I'm sick, I go to the hospital, and then it's compartmentalized. So I have ear problem, I go to the ear doctor. I have head problem, I go to the neurologist. I have the nephrologist and all of that. But in wellness, you're proactive. You're doing beyond. You're not doing. That's the difference. And so we talk about the concept of resilience. Resilience is the fact that you are able to return to your previous so-called normal condition after a tragedy, after an illness, after an insult, because you cannot run away from health. And there are certain of them we want to look at today. Angiogenesis, that is the blood vessels. The body either forms blood vessels or reduces blood vessels. So blood vessel formation is very important. In fact, in the case of cancers, what we now know is that every human being produces cancer cells. Every human being. All of us here. But when it's produced, the body finds a way during autophagy to pick up those cells and destroy them. That's what the body is attempting to do. Now, if the cells grow, that's why we say cancer can stay for 20 years before it came. All of us here are producing cancer cells. But the question is, why does this person have cancer and this one does not have cancer? It's the immune system, it's the DNA repair, is this body's defense system. So when cancer is able, now remember, in the early stage, it does not have blood supply. So when it's able to attract blood supply to itself, wow, what cancer does, it destroys the body's defenses and begins to go fast. So we need to strengthen this defense system. Talk about angiogenesis. Okay, so what is lifestyle medicine? Lifestyle medicine is the use of evidence-based lifestyle therapeutic approaches, including nutrition, regular physical activity, sleep, stress management, avoidance of risky substances, and positive social connection as primary modality. And this is according to ACLM, American College, that is delivered by clinicians trained and certified in this specialty to prevent, to treat, and often reverse chronic diseases. This is important because, like one of our speakers I was talking here said, lifestyle medicine has been there for a very long time. Yes, we agree. But as a specialty, as a medical specialty, it was 2017 or 2016 that the first set of certified physicians in it. But it's been there. There's been history of studies and all of that. But it has evolved into a specialty now in medical practice. So these are the pillars of lifestyle. So what is food? We know that food provides us with energy. But what we also know now is that food is medicine and food is information. Food literally changes your biology. How does it do it? Through the concept of what we call epigenetics. Now I'm going to break it down. You know the bees, honey bees, right? And in every bee colony, you have one queen bee. You know the queen bee. I'm sure we've heard about it. So what happens is this: when the bees are born, now so by the time you are seeing them in maturity, they are so different because the queen bee was fed a different food, and that food does not change your DNA, but it changes how it is expressed. While the other ones still have the same DNA, but they're expressing differently. And that's what epigenetics does. Epigenetics changes the way your gene is expressed. So you can have two people with the same gene, exactly the same gene, but because of lifestyle changes, there are changes on how those genes are expressed. I don't want to go into all of that. But what it means is that you can also pass on the transform. That's why you have, cleanse your colon, take this food. It helps to moderate and to change the microbiome, the things that are in the gut. And that's where your fermented foods comes in. Fermentation of food helps to balance the rooms, are powerful in doing that. So what do we say about food? Maximize good fats and complex carbohydrates. Avoid processed food. We talked yesterday, the more you process the food, the more you lose the fiber content, and the more it affects your gut microbiome. Eat rainbow every day. What we tell people is try to make sure that you change the colors. So some people say, oh, apple is so good, superfood, apple, superfood, whatever food, and they keep eating that one. No, humans were meant to eat diversity. So we say in simple terms, add different colors to your meal. So you're eating red today, you're eating blue tomorrow, you're eating walk, and also make sure you have the stock. What is in your fridge, in your pantry, is what you're likely going to eat. So if you're hungry and you go to the fridge and you see Coke, temptation will be very high, isn't it? But if you know that and nowhere in the house that can get Coke, there's apple, there's garden egg, there's cucumber, you are more likely to take what you've stocked. So please stock correctly. Exercise. If there was one prescription that we need to do to prevent disease, is exercise, and it's free. Because exercise, now we're even finding that exercise does not only work by strengthening muscles, it works by hormonal principles. It releases some metabolite that even works on your I mean, doing exercise is not quite easy because um, the way the world is now, we are not programmed to exercise. But if you find a partner that always checks, have you done it today? There's WhatsApp groups. You tend to just let me do it before she asks me for whether I've done it or not. So celebrate the effort, not just result. People are so focused on result. Oh, I'm weighing 120, so I'm still weighing 120. No, don't worry. You've made the effort. The body recognizes it. The body is changing. You may not get the weight loss from the exercise at that time. In fact, exercise helps you to maintain weight. You don't really lose weight from exercise. So please celebrate your effort and not just the outcomes. Sleep is very important. It's one way to health. I usually will call sleep the forgotten Cinderella in the health equation. Why? Because the spirit in man, and that's very important. So, clear rest boundaries, no work in bed culture. When you've come back, when you want to enter your room, please no more work. Leave out, not on the work. That's why I want to balance account. That's what I want to. Let me just balance the account before I sleep. Balance the account in your parlor. When it's time to sleep, go to the bedroom and sleep. It's not time to go and balance accounts. It's not time to go and answer this last email. Please minimize interruptions and rest. The 21st century killer, rest, stress. Sympathetic and the parasympathetic. Once the human body senses fear, it shifts to the sympathetic mode, which is fear, flight, or freeze. It's to protect you. Then it notices that look, there's no time to send body to the blood to the intestine. Why are you digesting when we are in danger? Why are you resting why are you growing? No, we can't grow. We want to fly. So that's how the body operates. At that time, all the body is concentrated on doing is to make sure that I escape from danger. Unfortunately, in our world today, and one of the things that you end up is that, please, stress is perception. The body does not even recognize real and perceived. If you are afraid that something's going to happen to you, the human body responds the same way as though the thing has actually happened. So, and your body is actually acting to you as if those things have already happened. Social connectedness. This is our strength in Africa. We are naturally socially connected, and we like before now, but unfortunately, we are beginning to imbibe the Western culture, man alone, man alone, man alone, and it's not helping us. You need to have friends. You need to have just connect with other people socially. The social media has helped us, but it's making us stay in a world that we're alone. Somebody stays and doesn't have friends but has social media followers. There's no relationship. You need that person you can talk to if you have a problem. Let's go back and heal our marriages. Let's go back and talk to our sisters, our siblings. Why are we fighting? What's all this? Don't do all at once. Choose one habit to improve. Be intentional about your health. Thank you so much for listening.
Spoken so well. And these are like the scripture says, faith coming by hearing and hearing the word of God. And she started saying, putting the scripture, which the New Bible, the New Testament says, 70, 80 if you are strong. Well, as a pastor, as I preach a message, I said, life have 5 chapters. Chapter 1 from 0 to 20. Chapter 2, 20 to 40. Chapter 3, 40 to 60. Chapter 4, 60 to 80. Then thereabout, 120 is maybe leave it up 10. So, with the family doctor we had today and what we had yesterday, This is something everyone's supposed to hear. A lot of the advertisement only paying that I've just sent, I've told my friend, come, he's here to come, a lawyer. You see? And here we are. My question goes like this, Doc. My father who lived for 125 years, his hair became so white. Like, at what age do you start to have blandness? And what are the causes and the effect and the remedies? And the remedies.
Thank you very much for that question. He is asking, his father became blind towards the end of his life. And the question is, at what age do you get blind and what are the common causes? Now, the truth is, there are causes of blindness, and we don't know why your father became blind. Glaucoma is a very common. If the blindness is from glaucoma, for example, and glaucoma is an inherited condition, you can actually just control the duration that it will come. So it's important that we know what is the cause of blindness. So it's not a blanket statement that, oh, you become blind at so age. No. But rather, what is the cause of the blindness? So there are different causes of blindness. So it's not something you can just say, this is why you need to know why is this person blind. If there's a history of glaucoma in the family, it's important that all the people in the family, I talked about annual checks. If someone has become blind, for example, your father, then you should go to hospital and check your eye pressure, you check, simply because you didn't know what caused his own, certain cause.
As a media person, we work with information. And I can wake up at about 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I want to be abreast, probably radio or TV. I know what I'm saying. Yes. So I need to be educated, either through fun or through hard talk, So that is why I'm always glued to my phone because of the information that I get. So I need help. We need help.
Thank you very much. So you talked about your mother, first of all. Now, I don't know why they would say your mother's system was shut down by 69. It doesn't make sense to me. A lot of times, it's the level of the knowledge of go to work. You now wake up and go through whatever you want to go through. But you have a screen-free period. Protect your space first. It's very important because your health is important. Your family is important before the work. So if you do that consistently, you'll be known for, is it not? And your brain will be sharper. Sleep actually restores. So when you are able to get good restorative sleep, we don't just say sleep, not just the number of hours, you'll be better at whatever you're doing. So please, let's have a time that we are away from the phone. Can I give you? Okay.
My brother, you know what? Try to form, sorry, try to form principles for yourself. Now, let me give you my own way of doing things. I told us, I said, you must know yourself. Do you understand? Know yourself, know what your body is telling you at every time. Now, for many years now, I told myself, I speak to myself, and I tell myself, anything I'm addicted to is not useful. There was a time that I was having some issues, and I got used to a particular game. It's very intelligent, to do some other things. But do you know what? That game, I became addicted. So each time once I see my phone like this, I pick it up, I'll be playing that game. And I find that I was spending more time with the game than doing any other reasonable thing. And it's not good. It's not useful. Why will I be on my phone for 2 hours playing a particular game? Even when I'm dropping it, I'll be grumbling for myself. Do you understand? So I just told myself this has to stop. And that is a determination. Try to have time for everything in your life. This is important. This is important. This is not too important. This is not too important. I used to have a program on telly, on Arise, where anywhere I am, once that program is just about to start, I'm either watching TV or I'm with my phone. And I find it's consuming my energy. I told myself, this has to stop. I don't have to put my strength into something that is consuming my energy. It's not making me to do some other things that I had to do that will be more.
Thank you, sir.
This last question. I have a neighbor where I live who is who was less than 60 years. But the last sanitation exercise, the last monthly sanitation exercise, he was very busy, very active from morning. By 1 o'clock, he started coughing. He fell down. By the time they rushed him to 2, 3 hospital, he's gone. He has about three pairs of 5 decking, in addition to the school that the wife is running, completed. And he's working on another 3 or 4 buildings that is still working at the same time. What I want to say is that he has dropped everything and life continues. If because of your job, you must keep yourself glued to the screen, if anything happens to you, life continues, just like our daddy said. That is what I want to say.
Some gardening to reduce the toxic load. Because what we are finding out is that the toxic load, because of all these things, is very high. So currently, what we're saying is if you can do those leaves by your house, of course you can't do all of them. So if you can do some, you do. And then if you can find where someone that is of supplying, because the truth is that if you look hard enough, you'll always find the better one. You will find those ones. Then others that you cannot help yourself, what do? You pray and you eat it. Do you understand? Just know that you will reduce the toxic load. The ones you can farm, you farm. The ones you can outsource, you can find that, oh, there's one woman there that raises her own and is different to become more truthful. We will get there. Don't be pessimistic. We'll get there. But let's believe that the person selling will tell you. Sometimes they're native, sometimes it's not native now. We all know. So what can we do? We keep continuing and hoping that it will get better. I don't know if you want to have anything, sir. You say anything to that?
It's okay. It's unfortunate. Maybe we will have added it to all the. There are some codes now that you can check when you get to supermarkets. You can check. Those codes will either determine if it's organic or GM. But my fear actually is we have a lot of adulterated food. You heard about all this rubber food from China and all that. I watched some horrible films, documentaries on how they do ketchup, or how they do some of these foreign things that nobody cares. Life goes on. If you're buying anything that you want to eat, for God's sake, check what is it, what's inside. Eh? I'm sorry, let me use this as an example. You have this, I like it so much. It's like, Bobo. I just took one and I started going through all the chemicals. I said, where's the yogurt here? Where's the milk inside? Nothing. It's a mixture of chemicals. And the same thing. That child is growing with it. So let's be careful and know what so many things. Even the I like and so we all buy from the ones that are imported from the US. And all those don't enter liver. Is that okay? If you don't understand, if you don't understand what that of this contains, don't buy. Abi, save your life. Save your what? Or the chef that is healthy. So get something that is healthy and be healthy.
Okay, so I don't know. Are my questions more?
Good afternoon, everyone. My question, okay, my question is from the recent challenge, I want can actually a solution to it. Thank you, ma'am.
Now, because we are scientists, usually there are levels of evidence, right? Now, the suspicion is that we have most of these endocrine disruptors. For example, we have the foil, bisphenol A, bisphenol A, that's BPA, and some other disruptors. Now they're finding that there are actually metabolic disruptors. They disrupt metabolism. However, they are not yet completely linked to fibroid and all of that, but there's suspicion that because there's a disruption of the endocrine, there's a disruption of the metabolism, then a lot of things are being messed up in your system, right? So what we are advocating is that the less toxic lifestyle we live, the better for you. The less toxins you take into your system, you're exposed to, the better for you. And we're hoping that very soon they'll come up with solutions to all of that. But for now, live as natural as possible because the more you take in the endocrine disruptors, if the environment is polluted, things you're eating is polluted, what can you do for yourself? Make sure that you eat, you exercise, and you pray. Thank you very much. Okay, so okay, the dementia. Yeah, please. Dementia Alzheimer is actually called, now they're calling it type 3 diabetes. Type 3, because insulin resistance is also in Alzheimer now, it also has a role it's playing. So lifestyle is very important. However, there's a history of genetics. This plays a huge role. Sometimes we have plaques that are deposited, right? So for everybody, it's not one thing, but we keep saying that if you can stimulate your brain enough, brain stimulation, good games, good reading, and all of that to help. However, you cannot say it's 100%. These are just suggestions, right? So for that particular person, is she obese? These are the questions you want to ask. Does she have insulin resistance? You don't know. Do you understand? So many factors, variables you don't know about a particular person. But what we're trying to encourage now, Remember, lifestyle, even a perfect lifestyle does not exclude you completely from disease. Let's not get it twisted. It does not exclude you completely from disease. The variables causing disease is huge. But we're saying that lifestyle will reduce your risk of having disease, right? There's still variables like genetics that you are trying to battle with. There's still variables that are unexplained, but they're in the minimum, right? The 70% is lifestyle. So we are saying, why don't you empower yourself with the bulk of what you have, the one you can change, really?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me remind us, maybe you are not here yesterday. Prof highlighted some of the ingredients uh, that we have in Nigeria that can support the health of our young ladies, especially when it has to do with fibroid, with endometriosis and hormonal imbalance, totally. So one of the things I will say when I come up to speak is that we have some of these things that Prof highlighted yesterday already packaged in indigenous medicines, herbal medicines. Remember, it is lifestyle, and so for now you can use them, but through lifestyle adjustment, you can actually correct a lot of things. And myself, I'm an evidence. So you see, diet brought me back to life. I should have died in my 50s. You understand? So that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
For us to invite the next speaker. Okay, please, can we be upstanding? He has asked we should stand up. So we have to invite our professor. In the person of Professor McDonald Edu, please, can we celebrate him? Keep clapping until he stands up. Please, let's make it louder. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. How many of us did breathing today? Breathing exercise. Oh, how many of us were not here yesterday? Oh, for me, so I will take one. I don't know how we're going to package it. I was supposed to, and people that were here yesterday, they are not here today. That's not good enough. All right. Pick up, pick up, pick up, stand up. Let's say just we've been on seat for about 1 hour or thereabouts. So just. I wish we had all the time. I would have, tried to teach us some other small, exercise trick. Like she said, and I also mentioned yesterday, you don't have to go to the gym, to start carrying weight and all that. You are developing your muscles, fine. It's no problem. But you are not really doing the so you can just do simple walk. And then I missed out something too. Dancing is a good form of exercise. Dancing. Stay in your room and dance. Have it? Nobody is watching you. Just put on your music and then dance. Dance. If your spouse did there, tell her make it join you. Abi? By the time you dance for about 20 minutes, you don't do plenty exercise. The dance. You dance. Can we do that? Breathing exercise. Start with 5, then go to 10. You can make it. That's the next. I started this many years ago, very many years ago. It was my mentor and my coach, and he was teaching me. He said, "Do you know what?" I said, "What is it?" He said, "Anytime I pass my plants that are on the way to my parlor here, and I don't greet them. They look dull when I come back. But each time I rub hands on them, I say, how are you doing? Good morning. Hope everything is fine. By the time he's coming back from work, they are all. And I started a theory. Most of the problem we have is in the mind. Once you can conquer that, you have conquered an aspect that is great for you. Is that okay? I appreciate you all who have been so great, so great. And I want us to learn, which we have been learning, and not only learning, let us use those things we have learned continuously. I want to hear testimonies about everything. Now, we're going to be, can you move a little bit, just in the next 2 minutes or thereabout? Yeah, just move. Just move and come back to your seat, please. Come back to your seat. Bone way there for back. Or then we call backbone. Buy a book that will benefit you like this one, Eat to Live and Not to Die. When you have this small discomfort behind, if you have a high bed, good for you. If you don't have a high bed, generate seats, make it high small. Lie down get this mat, put it on the floor. And then lie down, put your leg up on top of the bed. Then your back, they flat for ground. The bed, they touch your lap. Abi? Like this. I don't know how to do it. But do you understand what I'm saying? Your legs are on. Do it 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day. You will surely get relief. That first day, not go dey funny, but just maintain, just wait. Good things don't come that easy too sometimes. But just lie down on the floor with your back. Take a book and read. And as you are reading, you are healing yourself. Is that okay? Am I making sense? Okay. Now, this afternoon is already past 12. You are going now. Godspeed. God bless you. I want to stimulate us to go into farming. Farming, and I think is also I didn't make it too practical because I just feel that I should just stimulate my audience. I want to stimulate my audience, and that's why I brought this topic. Now, economic development through indigenous herbs and spices. Is that okay? Indigenous herbs and spices are increasingly recognized not only for their medicinal nutrition, but now in Nigeria, plants represent valuable natural resources, driving agricultural transformation, industrialization, employment generation, and sustainable national development. You can make money, serious money, from farming spices, herbs. Then you make a lot of money. You don't need to look for office job. Your children don't need to go and start looking for office job, because you can make the best of nature. All right. The growing global demand for herbal medicine, functional food, nutraceuticals, and natural cosmetics, essential oil, organic agricultural products. We are creating a lot of opportunities for countries endowed with so much of biodiversity. Nigeria is one of them. I told us yesterday that Nigeria is the Odogu of medicinal plants, of biodiversity. Everything is here. And when you grow these things that people are not very used to, they won't come and harvest it on your behalf. You know that you are going to make They want to mix it with their product, and there's international market for it. Like we were saying yesterday, so people also buy your bitter leaf. So why are we lazy about what to do? Why can't we do something that will yield money for us? Their cultivation processing value and contributes also to the national economy. You know, if you can put it back, if you can process very well, cultivate very well, you can do your packaging and have your own brand. Honestly speaking, the sky is not the limit. The galaxy is. Okay. Now, medicinal plant sector supports numerous industry technology, cosmetics, and we're going to see that soon, nutraceuticals and hospital and wellness tourism. Consequently, investment in indigenous herbs and spices have the potential of diversifying our economy. Let me just divert a little bit. That was what I told Obasanjo when he was the president. I told him, I said, look, let's diversify this economy. Chinese alone, they are making billions of dollars because they have a coordinated approach towards their medicinal plant, exports. Then we had India, China, and then Germany. Between these three countries, they were sending out billions of dollars. Have been employed. I think this sounds well. I was sharing with somebody. I said, all these our youth that are farming, sorry please, it's just out of record, that are farming India hemp. Do you understand? In Kwale area and all that stuff, up to Edo State and all that. They don't even need to hide. All we need to do is, excuse me, give me water. If we have a company in Kwale, for instance, that are into CBD, they call it CBD, CBD oil. You can imagine the thousands of youths that will have been employed. You can imagine outgrowers that will have been employed. You can imagine. So I wanted to try to make a case, sorry, to see if Nigeria can use their brain. And they're saying, no, India hemp, no. But it's seed. So I did it in my lab. I created the oil in my lab. Come and see crowd in my office. If I tell you what is used for in your health, you'll be amazed. Not to talk of cosmetics. But you know the fun? Go to the market. You will see India hemp, India hemp. Okay. Many indigenous medicinal plants are cultivated here for you. Commercial cultivation of this crop contributes significantly to household income, food security, and rural life. There's still a slide for those youths. Medicinal plant industry creates employment opportunity throughout the value chain. Each stage of production contributes to job creation and rural development. My heart goes for our rural people because they be like, what do they call them, grassroots? They think they pay me well. Grassroots, not the see sun like that. But young graduates in agriculture, botany, biotechnology, pharmacy, microbiology, food science can establish profitable, or even person when not go school at all, can establish something on medicinal plant cultivation and you get himself or herself. Now, employment opportunity include farmers, nurse specialists, get your dehydrator, just be drying. And people will be bringing their own and you'll be drying and you'll collect money. You can be a packaging company, laboratory analysis, you can be the one analyzing them, or herbal manufacturers, researchers, exporters, transporters, retailers. All these are things that are hinged, into medicinal plants. Next slide. Then poverty reduction. Of course, we know that eventually it will reduce poverty. Women and youth participate actively in vegetable production, especially in our rural areas, Abi. And then you can do your herbal cultivation, spices processing. You can do your herbal tea production. There's a campaign now that you don't even need machine to do herbal tea production. I went to China, scale agro processor. Now, the same thing with the youths. Youths in Nigeria are in heavy population. Many of them are unemployed. That's what I was telling us yesterday. I thought that the government people would come. That's why I prepared this slide like this, so that they can also hear that there are ways you can develop this thing and employ many youths. The reason why there's xenophobia right now in South Africa is because many of the young people are not employed and they are unemployable. I've been to South Africa. They are very lazy. They don't read. They don't want to do skill work. They don't want to do anything. They just feel that they are rich. They should sit down in their house and they want to be like Bahrain. They want to be like Qatar. People, the government will be giving them money in their houses. Now they started fighting themselves. Zulu is fighting this one. That one is fighting. Open doors that you can just pick only one aspect and you will just continually make your finances right. In cosmetics, you can do herbal soap, body cream, hair oil, essential oils, skin lotions, facial cleaners. And when they know that it's herbal, they will buy it. Trust me, people will buy it when they know that it's herbal. Have you ever reasoned why toothpaste people, they will not tell you herbal? Has it ever occurred to you that there's something about herbal? When they want to really make sense, they will put herbal, so that when you go there, you say, this one a herbal one. I beg, give me. This one will work better. So those are trade tricks. To refine it here. Refine it here. So value addition is very important. Anything you are doing, value addition. If you do ginger, for instance, if you are on ginger, you can make powder from ginger, you can make tea, you can make oil, you can make capsules. Garlic, you can make tablets, you can make tea. Hibiscus zobo, you can make beverage, you can make tea. Turmeric, you can make capsules, spice, blends, and all that. Bitter leaf, you can make herbal tea, you can make powder. So the world is before us. I'm just stimulating your appetite into things that you can do to make money. Next one. Okay, these are the challenges. What are the various challenges? Poor access to planting materials, work, and from the backside, they pull everything that you are walking away from you. So, addressing these challenges is essential for sustainable development in this sector. Now, let's look at strategies for maximizing economic benefit. Promote commercial cultivation of medicinal plants, strengthen research development, improve access to quality planting materials. That's why I said that I thought the government people would be here so that I can drum this into their ears. Encourage public-private partnership, develop modern processing facilities, strengthen quality assurance and oxidative stress, enhancing immune system sources through research, public education, and sustainable cultivation can improve population health while creating opportunity for economic development. Thank you very much. That's the food as medicine. I really appreciate it. Whatever we have looked at in this couple of minutes is a whole session of lectures that we can pick one by one, and then we can create enough awareness. But we need to be serious. We need to be focused. We need to be focused. So people need to shift their orientation. If it's not government work, it's no work. If it's not government work, it's no work. It doesn't have to be government work. Be your own manager.
Thank you very much, Prof. Is now after this very wonderful lecture, is this how we just put our hands together? I thought we would give him a rising ovation because it is not rocket science. While he was, please can we be seated? Prof, one for you. While Prof was speaking, a lot started running through my mind. I said, I have my somebody here who is in government. And I know that my daddy has seen virtually all the governments so far in his capacity as somebody who is religiously grounded. Sir, I think you should have a working relationship with. To start with you, sir.
Thank you so much. I am so happy I could be here today. You never really wanted me not to be here. I was in a burial program at Isiama yesterday, and I planned so well that I will leave that place by 12 so that I can meet the afternoon session here yesterday. But unfortunately, the program couldn't allow me to come on time. When I now came this morning, I was at 9 o'clock, the first person to come. But this morning, I was feeling some pain in the eye that I did a surgery last year. By the time people have started coming, I feel like going out anywhere to get the Ilorin to send me the name because I've forgotten. And I did not behave like a military man. I said, okay, I will allow you to stay. Allow me to go. Of course, I can force them to follow me. It was the bank work that transferred me to Onitsha that brought them to. But she, for reasons best known to her, was never in support of me going. So when my first daughter was to wed in 2020, I told them in a family meeting there at the wedding. 2020, later, they interceded, I came back. We did another wedding in 2022. I refused to come back again. What was my wife's problem? That what can I do in Ogbomoso? Firewood of a equal sizes from where there was no development. And I started tying them together in front of my house. Very soon they will call me Baba Onigi, firewood man, and they will be patronizing. I have a borehole sunk in my compound. I have connected to about 3, 4, 5 houses, and they are taking water. Tanker can come and take water. But having listened to lectures, so many things that I know I can do, I was molding blocks for my own use. People that are developing around me in Ogbomoso, I will tell them, oh boy, you don't need to go far. Blocks do. And they will buy. And I was making money from block, from water, from this, from that. But having listened to the lecture, I discovered that we need to just graduate from school to just be ourselves. There are so many things that God is not happy. He's not happy to hear what I'm saying. No, wait. I'm trying to make a point. Normally, when she was around before she traveled out, we go together to the market, we come back. I'm the kind of person that I don't like going in my vehicle to a distance alone. I like to at least pick somebody, help somebody. Now, in the experience I had in the last 6 months, I discovered that there are some children that have finished schools in my area, Tobosi, that are working, they are doing sales there in markets that are far away, Uga, electrical market, Air Bridge, and they are spending more money than the salary they are calling.
They are really lectures and they are really things to beckon on. If we and you are ready. He made mention of a man that was into this herbal something and was adding this fetish something. In fact, for you to have reorient that man, you have brought him to light. Because I'm into herbal. I know what I face. Because I've been in love with anything, I will have a very short time to speak now. Anything medical, I have a love in it. I read heads. I was in work. I worked, brought me from those series of accidents. I have been abandoned. when you meet, when a family will abandon you, say, what can we do with this? But reading, seeking for knowledge, you are seeking for life. Yes. When you seek for knowledge, you seek for life. But if you sit down and throw away your ear, like our people say, it not concern me. When they still want to eat over there too, the eating will not equally concern you too. Let them do there, it not concern you. When the food will be done there, it will not equally concern you. So, elaborate on a little of that. Now, let me come to the treatment proper. I made doctors, medical doctors, my mentor. Number one, whatever we take, we have toxic in our system. If you wash the dress now, in order not to give you an offensive odor, have you asked yourself, what about my internal? Have I washed my internal? The question is no, in many of us. Then, like the backache he mentioned too, let me teach you something very quickly about backache. Many persons, when they have backache, they will go and meet all those women to rub. They will rub them, thinking the problem has been solved. No, it's never solved. It's temporarily, yes, but there's a bigger damage. Sometimes that they themselves will not even inflict on you, unknowingly to them and unknowingly to you. You know, our back, everybody eats nama here. Our system is like that of the nama because it's a higher mama and it's segmented. Sometimes when you go to rubbing, you now put their leg to maybe bring you back and or sight you, you feel relief. But my sister, that is not relief. That structure is being altered with that their force. So, in order to cut the story short, you can only rub. Don't allow anybody to sight. That's their harsh sighting. It's not good at all. Because those things, then sighting the neck too, is not the best. Because the joints are in segments. That is one. Then, talking about my sister that just left, he made mention, uncle made mention of hereditary diseases. Let me still go into that a little. We say, this glaucoma is hereditary. This is this. Yes. But I am putting from my own little research I've made, I discovered that those hereditary diseases, they are being carried out, or rather they are that topic on typhoid. You started by saying you don't. Yes, sir. Thank you once again. You started by saying you don't believe in typhoid, which was where our daddy, picked his question from. So, for the benefit of those of us that are in this gathering today, are you saying there's no disease like typhoid? Or that it is not, sorry about that, or that it is not as widespread as we think it is, and that the drugs of choice in treating this ailment is not what we are getting? Because I know, for instance, now that when I have a little fever, I just look for Chanca Pedra and I make tea out of it and I drink, and it works for me. Which one is that one? It's a plant. I don't know that one. Okay. I don't mind if it's bitter. Praise God. Okay, so the summary is that there's an ailment known as typhoid,
it's not as widespread as we think it is, and there are better drugs of choice or treatment for it other than the ones we get from the pharmacies. Okay, so that's what I want to know. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So there is typhoid. Typhoid is a strong disease, very strong one. Not be mouth. Yes, water is actually one of the basic things, the kind of water we drink and all that. But if it's now like table tennis, everything is typhoid, malaria, typhoid, malaria. Typhoid. So, yeah. Can we? Yes.
Once you had malaria and you went for test, they will say it's typhoid. And I knew many people then they were using is it chlorophenic? I don't know one drug they were using that became deaf. That became deaf. Whatever it is. And I was diagnosed of having typhoid. Till today I refused to treat it, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. I did not take any tab. I just took the report, went home without taking anything, and I recovered.
No, it's quinine, please.
So you saw what I was trying to, I was giving you a story, I didn't finish. So about that, my word. So 1 week later, she came down with the same malaria. Now she took injection 3 days, then took all the treatment. You know, 1 week later, after she finished her drugs, she came down again. Now called me. That day, this malaria, I said, don't come back. So that malaria and typhoid again. I say, well, anyway, what you want to do, but I'm not going to give you money to go and start taking injection. Do you know how much in Abuja is almost 30,000 to treat malaria and typhoid? Now I say, I'll send you 3,000 naira. Go to the pharmacy, buy a Lonat. So she took the Lonat. 3 days later, he said she's better. I said, that's how it's supposed to be. You are well, Nabi? He said, yes. So, my dear, let's get knowledge. I think it's your turn.
Godwin Okafor, herbal medicine practitioner. Can we celebrate him with a hands of applause? Is that all you can do? Another lecture for today. Thank you.
Yes, yes. That's why I left it for the system. Oh, I'll give you. Okay.
Please settle down. Settle down. We are rounding off. Thankfully, my flight has been delayed. I'll be going towards evening. So I think that's one of the things God arranged for me. Yesterday, I was not able to, because it was loaded. Yesterday was loaded. Prof has given, Prof has given my own part. In fact, if I bring my slide, you will think we sat down to do it together. Because the topic is food as medicine. You see, the essence of what we're saying here is that good health doesn't start from the hospital. If you are looking for good health, please don't go to the hospital. Good health starts from your kitchen. Incidentally, our ancestors, which we are advocating now that we go back to our ancestral diet, they were all herbalists. In fact, your mom, your wife is a herbalist because she knows the vegetables she will cook that will, you will don't know that those vegetables are supplying nutrients, supplying chemicals, supplying things that heal us. My passion for this health came from my recovery. And that has given me the audacity for years to preach it. In fact, I'm not somebody who loves traveling, whether air or whether land. I hate it. But Dr. Pokene we were youth in Church of God Mission in the 70s. So, and we attended the same school. So, for 2 years, I didn't listen to him to come to Warri. I went to the one he did in Abuja. But I came here because let me add my own voice to what my brother, the prophet, said. You are looking for good health, please don't start from the pharmacy. Don't start from the hospital. Start from your kitchen. And permit me to say this, good health is not luck. Because by the time I was from 40, 50, I was dying. That's what inspired me to write that book, Eating to Live and Not to Die, because I was eating and I was killing myself. I was killing myself with processed food. I worked in an industry that you can even carry food to the office in the morning. My wife will cook. I'll carry food to the office. I will never eat it. I'll bring it back home. I'd rather go to the eatery, chatter, meat pie, whatever, donut, grab Coca-Cola, my stomach will be full. I never knew I was killing myself until I started having symptoms of typhoid. Look, every symptom, in fact, malaria was my normal this thing. Then I began to lose my sight. I'm using glasses now, mostly to protect my eyes. In my 30s, in my 40s, I was losing my sight. I couldn't read street signs with glasses, even with glasses. I couldn't read car numbers. If I'm in a vehicle, I couldn't see. I mean, with glasses. But now, at 70 plus, I can remove my glasses and read everything. I can see your faces. Those days, I would see somebody, the nose will be full. You know, nose, if you have eyesight problem and you're looking at somebody's nose, it's like 4. You can be, the eyes can be 7, some will be on forehead. It's eyesight problem. So because of this, I have this passion for what I'm doing. You must deliberately take action to build your health. For me, every disease can be reversed with natural food. It takes time. Nature works slowly, but it works surely. Nature is very slow. Before I could reverse a chronic back pain here, Tony's own was spinal cord injury. Torn. Over 5 years, it closed up because we guided him on what to be taken, what to be eaten. He stopped. Part of them is in that book. And part of them is in another book that is only on internet, Natural Food Miracle. So if you are here and you have any challenge, don't worry. Natural food will bring you back. And natural food includes water. And like you see, the water are advertised. In fact, they don't even know me. But there was a time their sales manager had to bring many packs. He brought packs of that water for me because I used it to help one woman. I never met the woman before. The woman began to drink that water. That water is in Asaba. But I'm told that they've started adulterating it. Lacena water. Lacena water, but that water is healing water. No matter what you have, if you drink it for 3 months to 6 months to 1 year, even diabetes will recede, will go. Endometriosis, hormonal imbalance. I told you yesterday of a girl I tested, 17 years old. The doctor looked at her and said, so this enlightenment is to help you plan your life well. Yesterday, I told you about the babies, how the babies take their feeding seriously. Babies take their feeding seriously, fiercely. They will fight their mother, they will hold you. That had they start, in fact, they were urinating on themselves before kept. It is your food, you have mineral, you have vitamins, you have antioxidants, you have fiber. But let us start from trace elements. Trace elements. These are like tiny magic keys. You only need a microscopic amount of them, but without them, important systems in your body won't unlock. For instance, if you don't have this, see, zinc, for instance, I think zinc is a trace element. If you don't have zinc in your body, a woman may find it difficult to conceive. Zinc. And where do you find this zinc? You find it in something like walnut. You see, these are our local food that Tony told us yesterday. I advised him that, look, in our ancestral food, if it is it is 3 months, eat it at grace, eat it every day. In fact, overeat it, because you cannot overdose it. There is something it does in your body till another 1 year. Take it like that. Did you hear what Prof told us yesterday? A particular ingredient in, that dogoyaro seed. A woman takes it to prevent conception for 1 year. Took some quantity. That's natural. Please, let's go back to nature. Then study nature. Nature has everything for us. Carrot, cucumber, coconut, ginger, I blend them together. Now, these minerals empower your system. They have targeted places they go to work. Please take time to learn it. Take time to study it. Our problem is that I've met people, they are lazy. Say, excuse me, sir, these things are too much now. But when I'm sick, I'll go to the hospital. Hospital won't help you. You heard from Prof. This is private discussion. But we are even better in Nigeria. In America, they could kill them. They could poison you. You know, they don't know. They send their agents after you until you are gone. Why do you want to help people? Why do you want to spend time? You want to go and educate people. Do that. They even call it 3 square meal. And 3 can never be square. It's triangle. He said 3. So nobody tells you to take 3 times meal. In fact, if you are to take meal, take it 5 times. At our age now, take very small. Yes. If I'm like, when I went to for breakfast, I just took some beans, took that tomato sauce, just little. I don't need more than that. And I can eat my last meal again by 5. My body is used to it. So you can even train your body to be drinking only water, then you eat once around 4. And not big quantity. For when you are getting older, from 40, another 30 minutes before you eat. Those of us that are used to eating and drinking water, please stop it. If you are eating, say, you eat 1 spoon, you drink 1 water, please stop it. Those are the little to protect yourself. It can cause you indigestion. It can cause you bloating. It can cause heartburn. In fact, it can cause gastritis later, gas in the stomach. It can result in any other thing. So protect yourself like that. Now, chew it. That malaria will stop. Bitter leaf, or you get a feeling, you can squeeze it, drink the water. That malaria, that typhoid cannot go more than that. So be careful when you have one small thing, you rush to hospital. That's why I said, provide all these things in your kitchen. It showed all of, I have all of them in my own slide. You see the other one, I don't fruit. You crush it all down, all these things. Now, these are medicinal things. I want to acquire land and have what I call herbal garden. But I was one to learn how to make all this herbal preparation for people I treat. I won't sell them to anybody. Build your pharmacy inside your kitchen. Build your pharmacy inside your kitchen. Fortify that kitchen so that anybody that is sick that doesn't have this knowledge, give solution. But the quickest way that I've told people, you see, bring me one colon cleanser. That colon cleanser contains aloe vera, ginger, garlic, and rhizophora. There's one herb like that. So that if you have poison, food, it will silence it. I gave this with 2 other preparations. Please, it's an advert, don't you cut it off. I was encouraging Dr. Akboken. I said, please, go further to ask people to read. You just take, it's only 6,000 naira to register to become a member. Then you can go for training, help people. I call myself a partner of sharing nature's bounty. I'm on LinkedIn. If you go to LinkedIn, just type Godwin Chinaka Okafor. Google will take you to my. In fact, if you can ask Google question, what is the work of Godwin Chinaka Okafor in LinkedIn, they will take you to my page. And they can link you with the books I have written and maybe testimonials of people that I have helped. I don't think we have it in Asaba. Dr. Akboken is supposed to be the chief, but you know he's very busy. Those of you who are interested, put your name down with Zeno, that please, I want to do this business. I can come here and give you the compensation plan so that you know that you will profit from the business. I have personally profited from the business. I do more of this talk. I train people, I teach people. If I can save a man from having prostate cancer, I'm happy. And it's simple. As we went to eat the other day, as we were coming, he mentioned chanka. We call it stone breaker. Do you know stone breaker? It's small leaves. It's outside, yes, that's that. Okay, philantro, yes, amaru, sabiam, philantro, yes. I forget, you know. When I was taught, you need a handful for a man. Pluck a handful of it, wash it, chew it. After chewing it, use water to rinse your mouth. if you can do that morning, afternoon, evening, morning, afternoon, evening for 13 days, your prostrate balance, nothing pushes you. I think if you are, I meet people of 60 years old. If you push them, they. But when I go to places, I use public transport in Lagos. Small bus will only few people will good. Only few people. It is custom breaker, yes. Only few people recognize and say, Baba, please come and stay here. This one has seat behind. That's the only one I know. The other ones are, yes, this is the one. That's the one. Yes. No, you can put it in the water. If you put it in water, you can boil it for tea. Yes, newborn baby. Okay, yes. Yes. No, she doesn't have balance. She has to be doing exercise. This place has to be strong. This place. Try it. For every woman from 50, the danger comes. It's not. Yes. You know, you can put a stick and say people walk through it. Some people will not walk. Me, I no fit. It is the problem of brain. No help. No. If you are eating all this natural food, and I say, food, be emphasized. Okay, to show you that we are built to be moving. You see, children, they are very active, but immediately we become adult. I don't know what makes our brain to become dull. Not wahala. We see, children are not like us. Our own, when we are 40 plus, be intentional with anything you start. Don't enter bedroom and start using shower. If you must bathe cold water, please start from your feet. The left feet first. Learn this tip. Let me not go into much of, because Prof has covered everything. But let me give this a tip. Start bathing from your left with cold water. Let the temperature begin to go before you reach your heart. If you pour water on your head, it can short circuit your blood flow, and the person can fall. And then they say something slipped. Nothing slipped the person. It's the way you pour cold water. But the best is use warm water to take your bath.